It's locked, all right.
Sonido. Algunas veces cuando miras hacia un lado aparece este sonido y se vuelve más intenso. Ay. Pero no entiendo hacia dónde te lleva. ¿Quién sabe?
As long as you have the money. When science fails you, this elixir will give you
Don't have your money.
Come on, Barrett, you know the game. You
Fancy buying something, sir?
You never lose your focus, do you? Have you heard of a nut?
No,
Yeah,
or
that.
Bla 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 bla. Ya escuché todo eso.
Right then.
¿Qué vendías tú,
Show me.
güey? Oh. Contigo me faltó
Excuse
ver-
me, sir. I have a few questions for you.
another journalist? I didn't answer the first one, so piss off.
I'm not a journalist, I'm a doctor.
A doctor, you say? It's quite a rare breed in this part of town.
Really? But still, here I am. Dr. Jonathan Reed, at your service.
I'm Joe Peterson to some, but Colossus Joe to most. And I don't remember asking for your service, sir.
May I ask what you do around here?
I do whatever I want, and sometimes even more. Now sod off.
According to you, physicians are scarce in this part of town. Why is that?
Not familiar with this neighborhood, are you? I guess your fancy colleagues are too afraid of being stabbed in the back.
This part of town does have quite a reputation. Would you say it's justified?
Totally. Look at me, for instance. I always look my opponent in the eye before knocking him out.
Vamos a hacerle esa preguntita.
How did you become the local bully everyone is afraid of, Joe?
There's no pride in roughing up poor bastards. But this is the only job I've found. And it pays well, too.
A job? So you're racketeering for someone else?
I got enlisted by the Wet Boot Boys, a gang from the docks. I'm their muscle for their dirty work.
You survive at any cost, even at the expense of others. Perhaps that's just the law of nature.
I don't care what you think, sir. I do what I have to do for my own reasons, and that's that.
I'm not sure Mr. Lewis would agree with your by all means necessary philosophy, sir.
Oh, do you really think he's the poor victim here? Barrett can be as sneaky as anyone. Long ago, I even called the bastard my best friend.
Ah, que ya fue de... Oh, no, esto no.
Have you heard of a nurse named Dorothy Crane? She's a colleague of mine, and is supposed to live around here.
Dorothy Crane? Yeah, I know her. One of the few good souls who dare to help the sick around here.
Could you please tell me more about her?
She's a nice girl. Tries to help the migrants. I offered to give her a hand, but she said my reputation would attract too much attention.
Ya aquí todo. Y aquí todo. Ahora otra vez. Y ya todo.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
Me interesa esa persona de ahí arriba. Knock knock.
Hello, young man. I'm Dr. Reed, and I would like to ask you a few questions. May I enter, please?
Sorry, no, sir. My father does not like people entering our house, you see.
Your father is worried about you, boy. He asked me to look for you.
So my father actually worries about me then? Okay then. Come on in.
Oh, mi
I'm
alma.
Harry, by the way. Even my dreams are soaked with glue.
Este es Harry. Ya. ¿Ese es el que me abre la puerta? Parece un viejo. Fatiga. Tengo lo que necesitas.
So,
Señor Doctor
may I
Vampiro
ask
para
you
ti.
a few questions?
I'm not bothered. What could be worse?
How do you feel?
I'm fine. I mean, it's not easy every day, but I'm fine. I'm just tired of being sick all the time. If only I could be tough, like... Well, you know.
Speaking of which, what can you tell me about your father?
My father is an idiot who makes idiot things. That's all I have to say.
Forgive my bluntness, young man, but you don't seem happy living in Whitechapel.
Why should I? I never wanted to come here in the first place. It was my father's decision. And look around you. Does this look like a nice place to live?
This place is awful, I agree. But does that not mean your situation can only improve?
That's exactly what my father says. Harry, you should be grateful for what you've got. But I wasn't even consulted when we moved here.
If life here is so terrible for you, why don't you just leave this place? Have you ever spoken to your father about it?
I don't go outside. It terrifies me so. I went outside once without my father noticing and I saw terrible things. Bloody and frightening things.
So that's why you stay at home all day? For fear of the epidemic?
I'm not afraid of disease or death, Dr. Reed. It's the living I'm afraid of.
Un pensamiento bastante certero, de hecho, acerca de Barrett Lewis y su padre.
Your father and Mr. Lewis used to be good friends. What happened, Harry?
I was young then. I don't remember Mr. Lewis ever coming back again after my mother died. Or was it after my father started bullying him? I don't know.
Have you tried speaking to Mr. Lewis about it?
I don't go out often, but yes. And he scolded me and told me to leave him alone. I guess my father frightens him too much.
But you are not responsible for your father's actions.
Am I not? Dad always says that he joined that gang for my safety. So if I wasn't born, people wouldn't be worrying about Colossus Joe.
Solo caso de depresión.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
Yes, I know her. She came here to examine me when I was very sick. She said I should go out more.
Aquí ya todo lo que se puede. Acá ya todo lo que se puede.
Do you need any medical help?
Vamos a curarlo.
Yes, I do. I feel so tired. I don't know if it's the epidemic, but everything seems so hard.
You'll feel better with this. But you need to get a grip, young man. Medication alone won't cure melancholia.
I'm not sure I'm happy with the idea of living long in a world like this. But I thank you for your concern, sir.
Mierda. No, aquí ya está todo en preguntas personales. Yeah.
Goodbye, young man. Take care of yourself.
Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
Puta, está re deprimido. Let's see what else you have inside here. What can I take? What can I take? What can I take? Shiny thing. There's no blood inside here. ¿Cuánto? A la madre. Tiene una llave. Seguro tengo que matar al padre para que funcione ese pedo. Ah, mira. Patterson, es mi deber informarle. Cells, pues, debajo en el astillero. Debo agradecerlo por lo que pasó en nuestra oficina. Desde esta estación con su hijo. Oh, mierda. Es mi deber ser política administrativa. Las relaciones con entonces muchachos a las botas mojadas. Sí. Darius Trusco. Este es el que no puedo ayudar. Y a este pendejito no lo quiero ayudar. Pero a ver si no se muere. Está grave el pedo aquí. Cazadores de vampiros. What? Saludar a sus... Es un vampiro, no intenten matarlo por su cuenta. Tengan ninguna posibilidad. Que van a hacer es comunicarse conmigo a tratar de informar. Si no hay vampiros presionar estos. Es una voluntad hacer contra estas criaturas malignas. Dice que algunos de ellos trabajan o trabajan. Esta no la puedo abrir, se ocupa una llave.
It's locked.
Oh, chalines.
Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
You again? What do you want this time?
Preguntas personales.
Why do you keep on working for the gang, Joe? You know it doesn't suit you.
It's true, I hate this job. And I know I made some bad choices, but I'm a wet boot boy now. People won't forget it.
You could leave tomorrow. Start another life in another town.
That's easy for you to say, Doctor. We are poor. My son's weak, and there's no way he'll endure another disappointment.
Harry doesn't seem happy living in Whitechapel. Why did you make him come here?
I've always put my son's interests above everything else, whatever he may think. Our house is small but affordable. The walls are thin, but the door is solid.
You really love your son, don't you, Mr. Peterson?
He's my pride and joy. Even if he hates me for the choices I make and pushes me buttons more than he should.
Since the criminal nature of your job means you could be arrested, are you not afraid of what would happen to your boy if you were?
No one will ever take my son away from me. If that ever occurred, I'd hunt the bastard down and rip off his head with my bare hands.
Do you have any regrets?
Only one. Not to have my beloved wife by my side. She died when Harry was little. My sweet Jane. She gave the boy confidence.
Parece que es un buen padre después de todo. Y pues aquí ya lo de todo.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
Vamos a ver cómo lo tienes.
Good evening, Harry. May I come in?
Sure. Sure. Even my dreams are soaked with glue.
So, may I ask you a few questions?
I'm not bothered. What could be worse?
Would it ease tensions with your father if he got an honest job? Because he tried, you know.
Can't say. I'd be glad if he dropped his thuggish activities, but I'm not sure it would be enough.
Why is that?
Sometimes I suspect it's me, Dr. Reed. Or it's this life. It's like I can't find my place.
Goodbye, young man. Take care of yourself.
Even my dreams are soaked with glue.
Pues ya le curé la fatiga, eso es algo. ¿A dónde se fue? Ese bueno está enfermo. Este de aquí es el que está re enfermo, pero no tengo su medicina. Y este otro, Darius Petrescu. Darius, ¿dónde está Darius? Este es Barrett Lewis. Peterson. Harry Peterson. Harry y Joe. Oh.
So you only hurt people because you care about me? Is that it?
Don't be such a brat. I'll do what I must to provide us with food and medicine, that's all.
Mum would never have let you bully an old friend like Mr. Lewis. Shame on you.
Harry, I'm your father and I love you. But don't you ever speak to me like that again.
What? You're gonna beat me too?
Jesus. Give me patience.
XP, 3000 XP. Sonido, que mierda es? Aparece y desaparece. Que no voy a entrar todavía.
You again? What do you want this time?
Why is your relationship with your son so difficult?
Harry and I are so different. Sometimes I wonder if he's my own blood. Seems he's ashamed to be my son.
Why not change that then? If you used your strength to do good, perhaps Harry wouldn't feel that way about you.
How dare you tell me what I should or shouldn't do with my boy? Who the fuck are you to interfere like that?
I mean no harm to your family. But if you want my advice, this is no place to raise a child.
No matter where we live, Harry will always be sick and frail. At least here, I'm respected. And no one will ever dare touch him.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson. Good evening, Harry. May I come in?
Sure. Sure. Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
So, may I ask you a few questions?
I'm not bothered. What could be worse?
You and your father have a difficult relationship, Harry. Tell me, did he ever hurt you?
No, never. My father can be brutal and rude, violent even. But he never touched an hair on my head.
What is going on between you two then?
It's his job, if you can call it a job. He bullies people. Men and women we know, like poor Mr. Lewis. It's just not right.
Hay uno todavía que no se abre. Puta madre. ¿Qué hago? ¿Qué hago? ¿Qué hago?
Goodbye, young man.
Even my dreams are soaked with glue.
You again? What?
No tengo nada para preguntarle.
Goodbye, Mr.
Fancy buying something, sir?
You never lose your focus. What do you know of Harry Peterson? The boy seems so fragile. Not like his father at all.
Harry's a good boy, but he spends most of his time complaining. He's had it tough, all right, but he needs to grow a pair.
What troubles him exactly?
But despite being his father's son, almost everything, I think. He never wanted to come to Whitechapel in the first place. Hates this place more than most of us.
Joe Peterson. He's the villain here, isn't he? But you seem to know each other.
I'd known Joe for years. I saw him box once or twice. He was a friend then. But these days, he's just another thug.
What can you tell me about Mr. Peterson? Besides his behavior toward you, obviously.
Colossus Joe was a decent boxer, good one even. But after his wife passed away, he found every excuse to stop training. Just wanted to pick fights with everyone.
Without making excuses for him, it's safe to say that despair can poison even the sanest mind.
We've all had some rough times, ain't we? But most of us don't use our fists to see us through.
And no one has ever stood up to this thug.
Nobody would be fool enough to stand against a wet boot boy.
What can you tell me about
Colossus?
without
We've all...
Falta uno.
Goodbye for now. Good evening, Harry. May I come in?
Sure. Even my dreams are soaked with glue.
So,
I'm not bothered.
Aquí está todo acá. Sigo bloqueada.
goodbye.
Even my dreams are soaked with glue.
¿Dónde está Joe? ¿Joe? Aquí está Barrett. Ah, ya está Joe.
Price, good quality. Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid.
You again?
Oh. No, ya pregunté todo acá. Hay una pista que no conseguí.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
Price, good quality. Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid.
Fuera de casa. Infancia.
The walls of your home will not...
Don't be shy, handsome. What can Christina do for you?
I'm not looking for what you're selling. But I'd like to ask you a few questions, if I may. I'm a doctor. Dr. Reed.
All right then, but be quick. Though I usually get paid when I open my mouth.
Christina, have you been examined? The epidemic is spreading fast in London, and you could be exposed, or expose others.
I don't like doctors or hospitals. but I don't like you asking questions.
Considering your line of work, I assure you it is only a matter of time before you have health issues.
If it is going to happen, it will happen. Right now, I need money. That's what's important.
You can put your own life in danger, that's your decision. But what about your clients? If you're contaminated, you will put them in danger too.
And you think that would worry me? If you knew the men I deal with, their health would not be what you'd worry about.
Todo lo quedo.
Tell me about yourself.
Are you joking with me? People don't usually come to see me for conversation.
I have no interest in your work. I am, however, curious as to what led you into this career.
Short story. The war, exile, and England. This country is not especially welcoming. I've been refused many jobs because of where I am from. I had few options left.
I always thought I was the master of my own fate. But now I know we don't always have control over our lives. I don't judge you.
You know, this money is not only for me. I have good reasons to need this money quickly. But it is not your concern, Doctor.
En serio.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Anything you can tell me about her would be helpful.
I don't know her, but I know her name is Dorothea Crăciunescu. She came from Romania like me and many others.
You seem to respect her.
Dorothea helps the sick people of Whitechapel. Everyone should respect that.
Goodbye, miss. Take care of yourself as best you can.
¿Por qué? ¿Qué hay más adelante? Bueno, si me dejaron ver el mapa. Oh, yo vengo de ahí entonces. Y por allá hay otra calle que va a llevar hacia Whitechapel. ¿Esto qué es? Búsqueda principal, encontrar habitantes en Whitechapel. Clayton Derby. Ese maldito sonido. Esta puerta creo que ya la había abierto ayer. Ya la había abierto ayer. Oh, tiene fatiga. A ver, ven, Cristina.
Good evening, Christina.
Change your mind, Mr. Reed?
No.
Do you need any assistance, Miss Popper?
It depends on the price of your medicine.
Es gratis.
I am shocked that you would think I am that sort of man.
Forgive my suspicion. I'm so used to liars with good manners. Thank you, sir.
Goodbye, miss. Take care of yourself as best you can.
Y creo que se me están acabando las medicinas. Aquí. Sí, a ver, de la fatiga creo que ya no tengo. Neumonía, anemia, bronquitis, pues la fatiga, me quedan 2 de la fatiga. Es este de aquí. ¿Por qué me dejan venir aquí? Algo debe haber por aquí. Regresar para espiar a alguien. Oh. Aquí no puedo.
I cannot enter.
Y aquí no hay nada. Yo tampoco. Pero arriba otra vez. Nada. Ramo de flores, un pequeño ramo de flores. Mucho para un chequeo médico gratuito. Flores. If you're sick, if you have no.
Good evening, miss.
Cool.
I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you a few questions. I know what you're thinking. A tall stranger who meets a girl in the street at night. It reeks of the penny dreadfuls. But I mean you no harm, truly.
Creo que no puede hablar.
I know you understand what I'm saying. Your silence has nothing to do with you being mute, does it? Melia, I know you work for Dorothy Crane. Please tell me about her secret dispensary. A stubborn and mute comrade. Nurse Crane and Darius Petrescu have been clever. Very well. Goodbye then.
No, todavía no acabo.
Hello again, miss.
Oh, todavía no puedo hacer nada.
Very well. Good. Bye then.
A la madre, una lanza. ¡A la madre! ¡A la madre! Oh, joder, las cruces sí que son efectivas. Es que el otro güey estaba jode y jode y jode y jode, cabrón. Bla, bla, bla. Puta. Cállate la boca. Puta.
Demon! Back!
This man stunned me with his face. His crucifix. This is not good news.
No, no son para nada buenas noticias. Puta, fue más difícil que los hombres lobo. Bueno, los hombres lobo de hasta ahorita. A ver. Aquí donde ando, ya estoy muy lejos de donde debería estar. Pero bueno, si es que muy conseguido tanto XP. Haciendo cosas que no debería estar haciendo. $15, su puta madre, ¿no habrá otros o sí? No parece. Expelliarmus. También ando buscando la soy igual que datos son públicos, eso ya lo he visto. Oh. Ya me vieron. Uf, qué efectivo es la lanza. Ratas. Pobre mujer. No sé por qué salió. Una bestia. Es una bestia de nivel 16 aquí. Mira, o sea, allá están estos cabrones y esta pendejada está acá. Vamos a rifarnos. Uy, uy. Uy, muévete. No. Uy, ya valió eso. Me he muerto, ¿cómo? Ven para acá, yo también puedo. Ah, los mató. Ahora estoy yo. ¡Lupus! No se te putas ocurra. No, cabrón. Ah, ya se curó. Uy. Me quisiste morder otra vez. Uy. No, no, no. Tenía que quedarme atorado ahí. Y hablando de hombres lobo. Sí, bueno, creo que ya necesito mejorar. Será más al rato. A lo mejor uno va a batallar. Cuarentena. Entonces no puedo pasar. No, por aquí no. Vamos a ver si el cuadrito logra reconocer a un vampiro. Oh. Ah, sí, pero allá ya había subido. ¿Para qué es lo subido ya? ¿Quién sabe?
Would you like me to Vampyr?
No, gracias, madame.
Even now, he judges your words and actions.
Forgive my interruption.
Do not apologize, my son. Father Tobias Whitaker is always happy to teach mortals about the incoming Armageddon.
I am Dr. Jonathan Reed, and I just have a few questions.
A scientist? You are much more lost than I thought, my son.
Este pendejo. Este güey se me lo trago. No es más que desinformación para el mundo.
Have you any friends? Any family left in these terrible times?
No. But I have a disciple I see as my son. He is so devoted. I send him to preach the good word in the heart of this corrupted city.
You sent him on some preaching crusade during the epidemic.
As a true believer, Samuel will fear no evil while he walks through the valley of the shadow of death.
Where did you send him?
I sent Samuel to the Stonebridge Cemetery, where the pestilence and evil grows night after night.
Ay, ay, ay.
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences, and most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
But you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city. Answers about the hidden truth.
Well, I suppose I can spare a few minutes listening to your so-called truth.
As a doctor, you must be aware of the decimating epidemic. But let me tell you that this so-called Spanish flu is just the beginning of the end.
What do you mean?
The beast is finally revealing itself, corrupting the flesh and the heart of men.
Really? And what would be your answer to this biblical threat?
We must fight the disease before this legion outnumbers us. But not with scalpels and microscopes. No.
What is left then?
Cleansing fire.
Este güey está loco.
Tell me, Tobias, what exactly is your plan concerning the cleansing of this city?
God will recognize his own. More than once this city has risen from the ashes, hardened and purified by the flames.
Purification by fire has proved useful, but where do you stop? Burn the clothes? The buildings? The corpses? Worse?
Your lack of faith is predictable. But my task is to convince rational minds like yours to see the light. It is God's will.
You're mad and dangerous. You're nothing but a soulless butcher. A small-time Torquemada. The Savonarola of Whitechapel.
My son, if you think salvation is a free gift, go listen to the lies of that pompous fool, Joseph.
Joseph, a fool?
Vicar Larrabee of St. Mary's Church. While he continues preaching his fraudulent redemption, more and more people die in the streets.
Do you know no...
I don't like that.
So, you're not exactly a fan of Florence Nightingale's work. But nurses are essential for modern healthcare.
Nuns should be the only women allowed to take care of male patients. It's obvious only they have the necessary moral fiber.
Estabas comida la idea de
Why do you hate Nurse Crane
los
more than
perritos.
other nurses?
Before coming to London, she was a member of the communist resistance in her country. That's what happens when you let a woman get involved in politics.
Ah, hijo de tu puta madre. Ay.
I have heard enough.
Más que suficiente de este imbécil. Hey.
Excuse me, sir. Are you familiar with this part of town? Name's Clayton Darby, reporter.
Sorry, I'm new to Whitechapel. But perhaps you could help me since you're a journalist. My name is Jonathan Reed.
Dr. Reed, the famous surgeon. I'll gladly help if I'm able, sir.
Have you any idea of the danger you face in these streets at night?
I've had to run and hide more than once from frenzied mobs incensed by the fever. Do you think the flu is really responsible for this, Doctor?
I'm convinced there is more at work here than a simple epidemic.
Really? To be honest, I could say the same. Some of the sick I saw or heard of. My God, what happened to them?
Why are the newspapers keeping silent about the Spanish influenza? It's as though none of you care.
There's a war going on. People shouldn't be demoralized by news of deadly diseases.
It's a disgrace. People are left to die alone. No one is properly informed of the risks.
These are bad times indeed. So much for the glorious British Empire.
What is a journalist doing in this borough after sunset?
He goes where none of his colleagues would dare to go, to inform the country.
So you risk your life to reveal the truth. I saw many reporters do the same during the war.
Whitechapel is the crucible of so many untold stories and tragedies. I want people to know them.
That's quite honorable of you. But is the public interested?
Not at all, sir. And that's why I'm an independent journalist, hoping to sell some stories.
Christina Popper claims she sells her body because she can't find any other work. Do you believe her?
Of course I do. Her story is exactly what I want my readers to understand. We live in an intolerant and divided nation.
Do you think things will ever change, Mr. Darby?
I believe the situation can only improve. And now that women can vote, I'm convinced things will change.
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strangers, and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs. Why do you care?
I'm a doctor, Mr. Darby. I care about everything involving public health and this epidemic.
Are you sure you're not just concerned about the repercussions that a scandal involving a certain Nurse Crane from the Pembroke Hospital would bring?
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her accomplice, a man named Darius?
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious, never goes out, doesn't seem to have any friends or family.
He has no relatives at all?
No. Except for that strange man, a poet named Richard Nethercott, who sometimes comes by. Darius would never let him in.
Where can I find this Mr. Nethercott?
He spends most of his time lurking around Whitechapel, talking to himself or declaring verses. These days, you can usually find him behind the church.
He never goes out?
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him. but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
Esto no es bueno. Y se supone que alguien va a estar aquí atrás. Bueno, al menos había una reja, pero...
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Please be my guest. Although I may not be the best informant regarding this part of town, my words speak about that which the eyes cannot see.
Really? Are you an artist of some kind?
I'm a poet, sir. Richard Nethercott, at your service.
What are your thoughts on the terrible situation in this city?
Terrible, you say? No. Of course, the death of so many innocents is a tragedy. But the scourge has not been all bad for the city. Oh, no, sir.
What are you talking about?
Do you remember London before the flu? Noisy, cacophonic, quiet nowhere to be found. And now, listen to this oddly peaceful silence.
Yes. The enjoyable silence of the grave. You have a unique perspective on the situation, I must admit.
Most people fail to understand my perspective. I don't blame them. But how could I call myself a poet if I veiled my feelings?
May I ask what you're doing at this hour of night, sir? Do you live here?
Not at all. I'm just enjoying the pleasure of a quiet walk. Though night talks are always preferable, if you ask me. Especially with strangers.
But are you not afraid of the epidemic?
Oh, why should I? I see some equity in the Spanish flu. No flesh should be saved, say the scriptures. Good or evil, rich or poor, all are equal in the eyes of the flu.
If you say so. But as a physician in a time of epidemic, I must caution you to avoid unnecessary exposure, sir.
Thank you, Doctor. But we both know the seeker of truth has to go boldly where the weak dare not.
Are you aware that your life could be in danger in this part of town?
But this is where I must be to feel the real beat of the city. I had to come, see it for myself, alone.
Are you aware that...
But this...
If some misfortune came upon you, who would be here to help you?
Well, you, for a start, my dear doctor.
I understand your need for solitude, but it's not safe around here.
I don't care. I don't have many friends, Doctor, and my family despises me.
Did you know the Mute Florist is a member of a secret society?
No, I didn't. But I thank you for this information, sir. For it only enriches the mystery surrounding the precious camellia.
I fear you are a hopeless romantic, Mr. Nethercott.
Guilty as charged, Dr. Reed.
Are you not curious? Is there not more you wish to know?
That girl has not an ounce of malice in her. Whatever she may be hiding, it's certain to be for the benefit of most, if not all.
Tell me, Mr. Nethercott, why seek inspiration in Whitechapel?
The place is not beautiful per se, but how to explain it? Stirring and challenging.
In what way, exactly?
The struggle by gaslight, the barren smiles and the arid hunger under the rain.
If you say so.
Such vibrant antagonism and vivid paradox. The stripped humanity raged across each street.
Vivid, of course, yes. And what about the poignant distress?
Oh yes, the poignant distress. You see what I mean, don't you? That's what I want to write about, and that's what Whitechapel is made of.
Do you not think it a little morbid?
On the contrary, sir. Whitechapel is full of life, full of beauty. Just like my dear muse, the wonderful Camellia.
What can you tell me about Camellia?
Not much, and that's the beauty of it. She can't speak, you know. She's a locked mystery who exhales kindness and sweetness.
And have you ever tried to learn more about her? Where she lives? How she survives? Whom she may know?
Maybe I prefer she remains an enigma. Reality can be so dull, don't you think?
Perhaps you're just afraid to find out the truth about your muse.
One day, perhaps, I'll ask her to come with me. But will she still be my wild flower of Whitechapel if she moves uptown?
May I ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not? I'll be glad to help you, if I can.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane, a nurse who lives in this vicinity.
Dorothy Crane. Oh, I love the name. The Crane of Whitechapel. Sounds very mysterious. But, sorry, no, never heard of her.
What can you tell me about an old man called Darius?
Darius Petrescu? Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require mediocre writing skills.
What can you...
Darius...
Not in...
Darius...
I'll leave you...
Resfrió.
Good evening, Mr. Nethercott.
And good evening to you too, my good sir. Can I be of any...
Tú,
Do you
a
need
mí
medical
no.
attention, sir?
It may be wise to let you prescribe me something. I don't feel like I should.
I understand your appetite for words and macabre beauty, sir. But you should be more careful.
The nutrition of my mind is more important than my physical health. but I appreciate your concern, sir.
I'll leave you alone.
De rechazo del editor. Tengo 2 pistas ya de este hombre. Camelia es como una musa para Richard. Nethercut. La ve como un misterio encerrado. Camelia distribuye un secreto vouchers médicos para anti-crime. Esto está recuperando. Este güey que tiene. Ahorita voy a leer ahí algo. Este güey. Darius Petrescu. También ocupa medicina. Este güey. Esta medicina no la tengo. Déjame ir a buscar a este güey.
Morbidity control.
Eso no me lo esperaba. Ya no parece ver nada por aquí.
Good evening, Doctor. Can I help you?
Do you need assistance?
That would be nice of you, Doctor. Who knows what I may have caught during my investigation.
If you persist in investigating the most pox-ridden boroughs of London, you must accept the risks.
Thank you, sir.
Goodbye, Mr. Duck.
Tengo esa medicina.
to revive you?
Sí, no. Gracias, no, yo paso. Creo que me voy a pescar algo, sí. Te acepto la invitación. El banquillo de trabajo. La fatiga me queda una. Neumonía, bronquitis, la cabrona. Codenia, necesito codenia. A ver. Oh, ya sé en que la cagué. Compré de esto de acá. Potencia, velocidad de velocidad mejorada. Por recarga 25%, tiempo de recarga 10 segundos. De 6. neumonía o bronquitis. Pues llevo una y una, a ver a quién le toca. Para el resfriado llevo 2. Llevo 5 para la fatiga, 3 para la anemia. Yo no he visto muchos casos. Eso debe ser suficiente.
Yare, yare.
Yare, yare. ¿Qué nos han hecho?
No, nomás aquí.
Sandwichando.
Mirando los
Sí, a huevo.
Ahora hacer otro nuevo video.
¿Video de qué?
Rambo.
¿Vas a hacer un video de Rambo?
Sí.
How? Why? What?
¿No lo has mirado acaso?
No, no sé qué va.
Hice videos de YouTube.
Oh, no, pues no me han llegado... ¿Cómo se dice? Notificaciones y nada. ¿Cuál es tu canal? A ver, pásame el link. Pues creo que ya estaba suscrito a tu canal, no sé qué rollo.
Déjame te lo mando.
Perfecto.
Ya te lo había mandado una vez, ¿no?
Creo que sí, creo que estaba suscrito, pero como te digo, o sea, no me han llegado notificaciones ni nada. A ver, en esta...
Bueno, te envío uno de For Honor y luego te envío los de Rambo.
Oh, mira, en
El de For Honor es el más largo.
I'm not gonna watch it right now, I'm gonna watch it later, but just to know.
Sí, sí, sí.
But,
Y los de Rambo son los más cortos, como 3-4 minutos. I just want to hear your reaction to any one of those, because it's funny as fuck.
Yeah, I'll watch them later. ¿Cómo se llama? ¿MTR es tu canal?
Sí.
Oh, mira, no estoy suscrito. What the fuck? Activar las notificaciones todas. Ahí está ya. ¿Qué chingados tienes ahí de...? ¿Eres el mago oscuro?
Sí.
Lol.
El mago oscuro tirando...
un pose ahí, un yo-yo pose.
Es antes de Jojo, es funny. Así como gang signs.
Yes. Y ahorita ando transmitiendo pero en YouTube lo de Vampyr, whatever, no sé qué.
Sí, sí, man. Me llamaste la invitación del otro día.
Yes. Güey, tengo un chingo de investigaciones que hacer acá todavía. En los muelles. Acá. Los de Pembroke ya casi están todos. Me faltan los de...
Sí.
Whitechapel.
Está bueno.
El cementerio, no seas mamona. Baratijas y más. Recupera la caja de Barrett Lewis. ¿Y dónde podrá estar eso? Este güey se va a morir y me vale verga. Este güey yo lo quiero curar, pero no tengo su medicina. Seas mamón, ¿hasta allá está el cementerio? A ver, hace rato yo quise avanzar por aquí y no fue buena idea. A ver. Déjame ver si puedo salvar al vato del cementerio o si va a volar queso.
Hello. Is there any specials for today? Only a large? And how much is a regular large pizza? 12. Okay, well, could I have the special then? The special is a bigger pizza, no? Um, 956. I'm sorry. Yeah, 956-775-9358. Yes. Is that one the bigger pizza, or...? Okay, well then just a regular one then. No, that'll be all. Thank you.
Pensar que te salga aquí. No sé por qué mi personaje está quejese y quejese de que tiene sed de sangre cuando en cada pelea me la paso matando gente a mordidas. Los aturdo y luego los muerdo, les quito vida y me regenero yo. Y dice, tengo sed de sangre. No puedo controlar la sed. Que güey, ya te has comido como 40 cabrones en una sola noche. Y a huevo te que se quiere tragar a alguien de los ciudadanos inocentes. Bueno, de los ciudadanos civiles.
I guess the fights don't count.
I guess. Son 14 y a ver cómo se pone más para adelante. Yo ya estuve aquí, ¿no? A ver, mensajito de Jazz. A ver. 15, un nivel más alto. Vamos a ver qué tal nos va. ¿Qué? Ay, no tengo ganas de batallar con estos, pero bueno.
This is no place for you, sir. Oh my!
¿Al bicho? Ah, son 14, se me pueden cargar de ellos. Uy, son varios.
Somebody help! Who are you? What do you want? Somebody help! Somebody help! What do you want?
¿Qué estás haciendo aquí?
Are you all right, miss?
I don't know. Who were those people? They wanted to kill me. Why?
They've lost their minds in the epidemic. They won't come back for now.
You seem to know a lot about them, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm investigating this disease.
I am Xiaoxun. Thank you so much for helping me, Mr. Reed. I must go to the cemetery now. Goodbye.
No, deberías irte la chingada a tu casa.
Carnage. Is Father Whitaker's disciple among the bodies, I wonder? This man's far too old to be Samuel. No. By the look of his clothes, this man's a docker. Samuel isn't here. I had better follow the blood trail.
Interesa nivel 14. Se marchó. Nada, que acabo de encontrar un cuerpo. Oh, mira, este no era. Oh, vaya. Nivel 15, fue su puta madre. A la madre, ese güey me lanzó por los aires. Animales. Hay varios más de estos por aquí. ¿Qué tan grande es este puto cementerio? $14, $15. búsqueda. Justo si le hacen los scalds. Unas criaturas que estoy enfrentando acá, justamente así le hacen. Mira mi directo para que veas.
Samuel no longer preaches the good word.
Mira, déjale pongo pausa. Te lo voy a enviar para que cheques. Quítatelo, pe. No, ¿qué? No. A ver. Pa' acá. Luego acá. No, aquí. Cole. En vivo. Compartir. Chats. Ahí te lo envío.
Que no.
Ya lo acabo de enviar por WhatsApp, iba a decir. Por Messenger.
Que no.
Check it, I just sent it. Check it. It's there.
Checa tus nalgas.
Checa tu pinche sanduchito. A ver, bueno. Mira, aquí está un rastro de sangre. Hay un montón de estos cabrones aquí. Un montón de ratas también. No, pero sí lo esquivé. Ah, este güey. Quítate. Ah, ya la caí. Los dos, chingar a su madre. Para que una mordida no te va a hacer daño. Cállese la puta boca. Uf. Diario personal. No para con tanta compasión. No hay quienes sufren sus palabras son todo lo que está en la ciudad. Todo lo que tenga me fortalece mi fe. Bla 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 bla. Entonces... No, no me quería comer a la rata. Es que puedes agarrar ratas y comértelas para regenerar sangre y salud. Y yo estoy queriendo checar las cosas que hay en el suelo y luego de repente se traes una rata y... ¡No! ¡Deja la rata!
Qué asco, Dante. Te comen esas ratas.
I don't mean to, I swear. They're just in my way.
Che trago.
Que no hay nada. Todos aquí en el pinche cementerio estaban convertidos en scouts. ¿Esto qué es? Ay, nenita.
No manches.
¿Qué?
No. Creo que era otro video. Estoy revisando los videos que no recuerdo. I've done before. Eso.
It's locked, all right.
It's locked, all right. Muestra de sangre vigorosa, una pequeña dosis de sangre vigorosa que se hace para crear sueros. Diloíta. Ok. Sigo sin tener desarrollado. Vamos a ocupar un 15 para la demonio. Y para la bronquitis se ocupan 8. No tengo material para esperar ahorita. Pero para este sí que tengo, pero tengo 3. Este tengo 5. Ya no hace falta hacer más. Ahorita no te puedo mejorar todavía. ¿Y tú me estás... Arma de largo alcance. De largo alcance, es una escopeta recortada, hazme el favor. Velocidad de disparo 10. estaba por aquí todavía. Ah, ya valió que eso. Ahí está. Uy. Sí lo logré. No, la rata no.
No, la rata no. ¿No hablaste? Nomás una, dijiste. Sí, pero una de Nueva York para 13, pero no. No, para la large nomás era esa, la de Nueva York. Bye. Bye.
New York, New York. La rata no. A la madre. Oh, rompí. Ah, qué pedo. LOL, me asusté yo solo. Es que mientras me transporto puedo romper cajas o cosas de madera. Pero no sabía que también lápidas y paso y ¡pah! Se destruye la lápida. Se oye toda la piedra y ¡ay! ¡A la verga!
Te asustaste.
¡Ay, nenita! Estoy rompiendo piedra.
Ser Superman.
Ni tan superhumano, tiene una pinche resistencia. Bueno, ahorita ya se la mejoré, pero o sea, es como que desde un principio que se vuelve vampiro, o sea, no tiene nada de resistencia, no tiene nada de estamina. Y o sea, no mames, yo no soy vampiro y tengo más estamina. ¿Nadie como quién?
Como Nosferatu.
¿Quién es Nosferatu? Disculpe,
¿No sabes quién es Nosferatu?
No me acuerdo.
Es un vampiro.
¿De dónde?
De... Fuck. Old
Yeah,
shit.
exacto.
He's old as hell. Like he's super old. Like black and white movies old.
Oh. Sí, no me voy a acordar entonces yo tampoco de un pinche vampiro tan viejo. Nosferatu, no tengo la más mínima idea de quién es eso. Uy.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Ay. punto hoy. Yo sé lo que hay en esta zona de aquí y no quiero pasar por aquí ahorita. Voy a tener que rodear.
I'd step back, sir. The guard. Step away! Elite! 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 Elite!
Alguien me dejó un comentario. No sé por qué sospecho que fue un sándwich. Am I wrong? Yeah. Hello, Jot. Bitch. Otro mensaje. A ver. No, Charlie, tú también, no le hagas caso a este güey, hombre. Está haciendo que tengo que batallar con uno. A ver. Se me falta lo de este güey.
Even now, he judges your word.
Good evening, Mr. Whitaker.
It's Father Whitaker, my son. So, are you still...
Cállate la boca.
I have found Samuel, your disciple. I am afraid I have bad news.
I already expected the worst. He should already have come back. He is dead, isn't he?
Yes, he is now. The epidemic took him.
Samuel steadily made donations to our cause. He would have rewarded you himself if you'd found me in that awful cemetery. Please accept this money.
Why did you send Samuel to the cemetery, Tobias? What did you see there?
I sent him on a vision.
Sí, a mí también estoy que lo quiero devorar ya. Me hace que va a terminar siendo mi primera víctima.
Sleeping with the dead and feeding on the fear of the dying.
A laughing queen dressed in blood. Tell me more.
This epidemic is her feast, the announcement of her return. Against her, science is no more than a child's toy.
But who is she?
She is the mother of harlots and abomination of the earth. She is Babylon, drunk on the blood of the saints.
Why?
I said...
You sent... Good evening.
It's fun.
Tobias Whitaker, confess why you burnt those people alive.
I have done what no one was ready to do. I will smite the flesh of the unclean to protect the righteous.
You are just another heartless murderer, exploiting the epidemic to kill with impunity.
No!
Sí, que se merece morir.
No. The only way to contain the spread is to strike at the source itself. The proliferating sick.
You're not the savior of London. You're just a glorified sadist.
I take no pleasure in this awful cleansing, Dr. Reed. I am only driven by the thousands of innocents I save each night.
Your disciple, Samuel, stole from the dead in Stonebridge Cemetery. I have proof of his crime, and proof of his death.
No! Samuel was the best of us. So devoted, so zealous. He gave all he had for the cause. He tirelessly preached the good word.
Más que loco.
He defiled the dead with his petty thefts. That's how he financed your misguided crusade.
Think what you will. When this city is saved, he will be praised for his devoted fortitude. He walked boldly into the mouth of abomination.
Your precious Samuel used you. He was an immoral crook.
stands true, and he will be my burden to bear during this endless night.
Uy, ya desbloqueé todas.
I have had enough for tonight.
Ya desbloqueé todo. Ah, pero no tengo este pedo. No sé cómo se aumenta esto todavía. Tengo que curar todavía este güey. No sé dónde está la cura para este. Y a este cabrón no lo quiero curar. Ese ya quedó, me falta este. ¿Este dónde queda? Ah, mira, no es lejos de aquí. A ver. Por aquí. Por acá. Por ahí. ¿Cómo no había venido yo para acá todavía? Al parecer no. ¡Ahora! Hijo de tu... ¿Aku? ¿Es Aku? Me tienes harto. Vamos, dispara. ¿No? A ver, ahora. Salud. Vamos a ver los mensajes. Sí, yo también me muero de ganas por saber qué decisiones tomaré. Ahorita solo soy rango 9, me dijiste que no es conveniente entrarles hasta que no sea como rango 20. Puede que suba otros 4 o 5 niveles al rato que vaya a descansar. Tengo ahí casi 4000 de XP. Ah, sí, bastante arregladas. Mira, ahorita, bueno, lo más que puedo. Por ejemplo, aquí. Ahorita esta la tengo 2. Estoy buscando materiales para subirla a rango 4. Me falta esa. Parte de manija buena, me faltan 3 de esas para mejorar esta que está usando bastante. Me gusta. Tengo la escopeta esta, la que casi no le he metido. Esta acá de Pywin común. A ver, ya tendré materiales para... No, mira, me falta una de estas pendejadas para mejorarla una más. Y lo que más he estado mejorando también son mis habilidades. Más que nada la mordida. Quiero mejorar más la estaca esta para hacer más stunt. Y luego así tener más oportunidades de morder a los enemigos, que eso sí les quita bastante salud. Y me permite recargar esta habilidad de la lanza de sangre. que hace bastante buen daño a una mediana distancia. Sí, yo sé, reciclo bastante. De hecho, reciclo todo lo que me dan, todo lo que consigo. Aquí puedes ver que... De hecho, ahorita ya no tengo materiales porque... No, ¿dónde está? Oh, no, mira, acabo de encontrar esto. ¿Qué me queda esto? Al rato vuelvo a reciclo. Pero sí, o sea... Sí reciclo bastante. De hecho, tengo medicamentos. Aquí están los materiales de lo que reciclo. Mira. Tengo 57, 60, 52, 69. Tengo bastantes materiales. A ver, una caja. ¿Por qué hay sangre aquí? Ah, hay una bestia. De nivel 10. Un skull de nivel 9. ¿Dónde estará la maldita caja? Allá va a estar adentro con la bestia seguro. Otra bestia de nivel 12 aquí cerquitas. Vinieron a entrar en la batalla conmigo, sí. Puedo manejar a una. Pero dos al mismo tiempo. No, ah, sí me agarró. Vuelven a mi sangre. Cálmese. Vamos a ver tu mensaje antes de que me acerque la otra vez, tío. Oh, sí, bien. ¿Qué es esto? Vi algo brillar aquí. No, no hay nada. Por acá. Por acá. Tampoco hay nada. ¿Puedo subir allá? Sí puedo. No puedo abrir estas cajas. Ah, esto sí. Oh, mira qué es esto. Un arma. Oh, un hacha. A ver. Hacha usada. Arma lucha cuerpo a cuerpo. 65 de daño. Resistencia. No es más que para puro daño. 65 de daño base. ¿Esto cuánto hacía? 64. Es menos rápida, hace menos daño. Está chida, pero no. Ahora vamos primero por esos skulls. Mira, rango 8 y 9. Cositas. A ver, un mensaje. Yo también a veces hago los streams, pero en Twitch. Sí, también a veces hago streams también en Twitch. No es que últimamente he estado usando más así YouTube. Me da igual dónde lo transmito, lo hago nada más así para compartir con amigos. Oh. eres? Bueno, como que ya me estoy alejando de la zona de búsqueda. Nivel 8. Se lo puedo romper. Estoy alejando de la zona de búsqueda. Mira, esto ya me va a llevar hacia otro lado. Aquí que zona sería todavía es Whitechapel. Pero ¿dónde estoy? Conozco el área. Sí, creo que debería de conocer el área. Hay una bestia de nivel 14, ¿dónde está? Ahí está. ¿Qué crees que me vas a sorprender? No, amiguito, no, estás muy mal. Yo te voy a sorprender a ti. Ahora, ¿dónde está esa entrada? Aquí hay sangrecita. Y nada más. A ver. No, no lo voy a poder sorprender, pero bueno.
Hola.
Hello.
¿Quién se ofendió en los comentarios?
¿Quién qué?
¿Y quién se ofendió en los comentarios?
¿Nadie?
¿Fuiste tú?
No. ¿De qué hablas?
En los comments.
No, nadie se ofendió en los comments.
So was that you?
I don't know what it's talking about.
That was YouTube.
No lo pude esquivar. Dame mi sangre. Quedó. Fue difícil. Ay, casi me bugueo ahí. Mejor no lo hago porque la voy a buguear. A ver. De aquí puedo salir hacia acá y luego regresar a Whitechapel. Oh, pero no he encontrado la caja todavía. Arriba dice. Está en el área de la bodega entonces. Recupera la caja de Vanity Lewis. Lewis, no sé cómo Lewis, creo que se dice. Aquí, ¿estará aquí? No, aquí no hay nada. Vamos a ver el mensaje. ¿Qué tienes que hacer? Tengo que encontrar una caja. Mira. Este de aquí. Detalles. Recuperar la caja de Barnett Lewis. Barnett Lewis, el amargado mercader a las calles, bla 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 bla. Me dijo que fue atacado por unos encolerizados habitantes en unos antiguos talleres próximos. Mientras acaba saquear en búsqueda de baratijas y herramientas, tuvo que dejar su paquete, escapar al ataque. Y le gustaría recuperar la caja, quizás progresar, bla 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 bla. ¿Sí? Una caja, un paquete, pero no lo encuentro. Según esto, estoy en el área de búsqueda. En el área de búsqueda, pero no encuentro la caja. A ver, aquí arriba no creo que pudiera haber estado. Tiene que ser aquí abajo. ¿Qué brilló ahí? Nada. Aquí hay algo. Chelines. 5 chelines. No es una silla. ¿Entrar ahí? No. ¿Dónde pudieron haberlo atacado? No, aquí ya me salí del área de búsqueda. ¿O no? Todavía no. Aquí sí que ya me salí del área de búsqueda. Esta puerta se abre no. Super afuera del área de búsqueda. Oh, mira.
This could be the box Lewis thought he lost.
¿Qué hacía hasta acá arriba? Es mi
There's a
puta
letter
pregunta.
inside.
¿Ah, sí? ¿Había una carta? No me fijé. A ver, Brown, hermandad de San Pausto. Los vampiros les enseñaron. A ver, ¿es esto? La promoción del dragón. ¿Era eso? No. Todavía dice que tengo que recuperar la caja. ¿Qué fue lo que recuperé entonces? caja pequeñona, caja pequeña. Burn it, no hay manera. Así que será directo, no podemos. Sí, al menos yo no puedo. Si Joe se llega a enterar lo que estamos haciendo, su esposo y su mejor amigo. Oh.
A love letter from Joe Peterson's wife, addressed to Barrett Lewis. Who should I give it to, I wonder?
Decidir qué hacer con la caja. Darle la caja a Barrett Lewis o Joe Patterson. Híjole. Creo que mejor se la doy a Barrett, porque si se la doy a Joe, o va a matar a Barrett, o va a matar a Barrett y luego le va a dar una depresión mamalona. ¿Dónde voy? ¿Dónde está este güey? A ver, ¿qué opinas tú? Charlie, debería darle la caja a Barrett, dejar que se quede con la evidencia y pues chingue su madre, como quiera la esposa ya está muerta, o debería darle la caja a Joe y pues a lo mejor se muere de tristeza y solo a la verga, o que termine matando a este güey y luego se muere de tristeza. ¿Qué opinas tú?
¿Ni?
Le estoy diciendo al vato que está viendo mi stream, pero pues si quieres opinar, no hay pedo.
Go with the shittier one. Second one I think sounds the best.
Este güey. Hell no. Tú nomás por ver el pinche mundo arder. That's all you want. Freaking buster.
I don't want to set the world.
No, yes you want. You fucking want it.
We even used to be neighbours, for Christ's sake. I'd prefer not to give you another beating, Barrett.
I just want to see the stand cheaper.
No me conteste. Le voy a dar la caja a Barrett porque...
Watch the world
Fancy
burn.
buying something, sir?
You never lose your focus. I found this box in an abandoned building nearby. I believe it belongs to you.
Let's have a look. Yeah, this is mine. So, you faced those loons that roam around there. Extraordinary.
I suppose I was lucky.
Luck is a commodity round here. Yours should be properly rewarded.
About this package, it's not just tools and trinkets, is it?
I want to be rude or anything after your kind gesture, but it's none of your business.
Barrett, you had an affair with Joe's wife, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. She's the only woman I loved. My first regret is that she stayed with Joe after Harry was born. The second is I never shed a tear when she died.
Do you mean you're Harry's father?
No one will ever know for sure. And it's better that way. And I don't believe I'd have been all that bad as a dad.
Did you ever try talking to Joe?
Never. But I suspected he knew everything, even without knowing it. And he decided to make me pay in his own way.
Su puta madre. Es que yo se va a poner bien triste si hubiera esa mierda.
Right then.
Sí, creo que no quiero hacer negocios con este güey.
Where's my mum?
Don't be afraid.
You again?
No, con esto ya hablé todo lo que tenía que hablar.
Goodbye.
Este güey era con el que me faltaba abrir una.
Good evening, Harry. May I come in?
Sure. Sure. Even my dreams are soaked with glue.
So, may I ask you
I'm not bothered.
Al señor le gusta, ¿no? Oh, a ver.
Do you remember when Barrett Lewis was close to your family? To your mother?
Not really. I was too young. But I remember it was a happier time. Mr. Lewis was funny. He often had dinner with us.
Ahorita regreso.
How was he towards you?
He was nice, I guess. He never forgot my birthday. He always offered me books. I liked books.
Why are you sad then?
Because it hurts to remember a time when my father used to laugh and smile. It hurts to realize he's as sad as me now.
Completé todo y está en recuperación. De todo.
Goodbye, young man. Take care of yourself.
Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
Bueno, se resolvió un caso. Oculto, búsqueda de ciudadanos. Alguien que pueda leer. Oh. Ya completé lo de la viuda. No manches, no quiero volver hasta allá otra vez. Y lo voy a buscar la viuda. Me lleva.
Te llevo changludo.
Puedo pasar todo esto por aquí. Que sea arriesgado. A ver. ¿Es por ahí? ¿Allá? Sí. Es muy arriesgado. Voy a tener que ir tan rápido como pueda. Ah, cabrón, espérate, no es el otro lado. Es por acá. A ver si me voy por allá. Hay que cruzar por aquí. Sigo por aquí, tengo que derecho.
See them fancy clothes? This way to the top.
Tengo que seguir derecho.
This one's mine!
Llegué. A ver, ¿en qué parte estaba? En esta parte del mapa. Hacia allá.
Shouldn't you go back home, where you'll be safe?
Maybe later. But for now, I need to talk to my husband at the cemetery, Mr. Reed.
Y ya no puedo hacer nada más. Chingar a su madre entonces, esta no lo puedo hacer. Tengo que completar esto. Y este. A los sepultureros dice. Uy, está acá. Eso no lo voy a hacer ahorita. Haré una pequeña pausa y yo regreso.
¿Está Albert en este chat? Dante. Dante.
No está muy lejos. ¿Esto dónde está? Ahí se puede ir ahorita, pero primero quiero completar esto. A ver, ¿cómo lo hago para volver? ¿Por aquí? Más o menos. Qué chivaches, mira. Este que como para mejorarlo. Tengo poquitas cosas para eso. Y luego no voy a poder mejorarlo acá, ¿sí? Falta uno para mejorar este. Podría, pero no tengo ganas de batallar ahorita. ¿Y esto? Ok. Chingar a su madre todos. Es por aquí. Hay gente aquí adentro. Espérate. Es este güey.
Hello, sir. Sorry to disturb you at this hour. I'm a doctor inquiring about the epidemic. May I come in?
A doctor, you say? No, thank you.
All right. I shan't insist. Goodbye for now, sir.
Vaya. No, no quería hacer eso.
It's me. Leave me. All right. I shan't.
No, joder. Ah, malditos controles tan patas. No, no quiero hacer esto. No, no, deje de hablarle. ¿Qué es el hocico? ¿Qué hay por acá? Directo al cementerio. Que ahora que no te dejo volver a activar la visión está. Ahí está.
I know you.
Know you. La carta de Darius. Trescu, mis amados hijos, lamento mucho haberles escrito estos últimos meses. La situación en Londres ha sido difícil. Sé que
No tengo para hacer video.
ser egoísta y tonto cuando ustedes, hijos míos, ¿por qué no?
I didn't like the clips. Only like the one. Ven, ayudarme a hacer clips.
No. Blah, 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 blah,
The
blah.
content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage to enter. Darius is a bit less of a mystery now. It should not be that difficult to incite him to let me in.
No había venido para acá ya, entonces, al parecer no.
Mr. Petrescu, just 1 minute, please.
You again? Go away.
Sir, wait. Stop this nonsense. I know Nurse Crane is here. Shall we speak man to man, you and I?
All right. Speak up.
Don't you see we're on the same side? We fight to help the poor, sick, and abandoned.
I'm nothing like you, Mr. Doctor.
Yes, you are. You too believe in providing medical care without charge. You know what we have to sacrifice to make the world a better place.
I have to admit your words have conviction. All right, I'll let you see Dorothea. Don't make me regret this, though. If you want to talk to Dorothea, you must go across the courtyard and take the stairs.
We've not been formally introduced. May I ask your name and occupation, sir?
I am Darius Petrescu. I'm here to keep snitches and spies away from Dorothea. And I also run this little print shop.
So Dorothy's real name is not Crane?
Like myself and many people in this area. Dorothea is from occupied Romania. That's all you need to know.
She seems important to the community.
More than you can imagine. The West End does not want to hear of Whitechapel's misery. Dorothea is one of the few doing something about it.
Did you refuse to publish Richard Nethercott's previous works, Darius?
Yes, his manuscript is as pompous as he is starched. Now there's a man who loves the sound of his own voice.
You could have told him so.
As a great writer recently said, politeness is the most acceptable hypocrisy.
I forgot Albert, and I just killed Xenojiva yesterday.
Sándwich. ¿Cómo dices?
Que anoche matamos al Xenojiva.
Que en la de tu French Mirzi Albert?
No más Albert.
Oh, okay, good.
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the mute florist.
I do not believe in the afterlife, Doctor. But I'm almost convinced Camellia is an angel. She volunteered to give out our medical leaflets.
Are you not worried for her safety?
She is as brave as she is tough, and clever too. If only I had met her when I was younger.
Are you in love with Camellia, Mr. Petrescu?
Don't be stupid. If I had met her when I was younger, we could have won our revolution.
Who is she, really? Do you know where she's from?
She's not from around here, that's all we know. Camellia is not even her name. It's her favorite flower.
You say she has no close family?
Well, there's that awful poet who constantly follows her around like a lost puppy. A good man for sure, but a very poor writer.
Tell me everything.
I do not...
Do you have any family left, Mr. Petrescu? Children or grandchildren?
Who knows? I have abandoned my people for so long, they might as well be dead. As dead as I am for them, I suppose.
This war won't last forever. Did you ever think of returning to your country now it's free?
No. I have taught strength and determination to my sons and daughters. I'm an old, dying man who only has memories of better times to cherish.
Don't be embarrassed, sir. If you must know, my own father disappeared many years ago, and I forgave him.
It's quite awkward to talk about our families like this, but... Thank you, Dr. Reed. I appreciate your trust.
How did you meet Nurse Crane, Darius? Why does she trust you?
I'm her oldest friend in England. Dorothea and I share many ideas about this country and about the country we left.
You mean occupied Romania, don't you? Even if not directly, I fought against your enemies.
Really? Then perhaps you have more in common with Dorothea than meets the eye, Dr. Reed.
I know you fought for your country when it was occupied, Darius. Tell me more about it.
I know my days are numbered, and I know I won't see my homeland again. But I fought for Romania all my life. and I will until my last breath.
But Romania escaped the grasp of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. It's a free country again.
It is not the country I fought for. My homeland is not appeased, Doctor. And I still see a dark future ahead for my people.
Tell me...
I do...
Are you in...
Don't be...
Who it is? You say...
Well...
Do you need some help, Mr. Petrescu?
I am very tired, but that is all. I don't need you, Doctor.
Well, I think you do. Take this, and you'll feel better.
Free drugs from an English doctor? It must be my lucky day.
Goodbye, Mr. Petrescu.
$2000 de XP ahí de un solo ciudadano.
It's locked.
need help! He's going...
What do we have here, nurse?
Patient Raz Van Vasily. High fever running on 3 days. Complaints of dizziness, muscle aches, and head pain. Diagnosed with influenza.
Treatment?
Aspirin and salicin for the fever and discomfort. Liquids for dehydration, but he's having trouble keeping even water down.
Thank you, nurse. Anything else I should know?
He did lose consciousness this morning, but he's never had convulsions like these.
He's not convulsing, he's choking. He's not getting any air. Scalpel! Hand me that scalpel!
What can I do, Doctor?
It's too dangerous to operate with these convulsions. Sedative, nurse. Do we have any anesthetics?
I'm sorry, Doctor. None at all.
I need to perform a tracheostomy. Short pipe. That rubber tube will do. We're going to cut a passage for air through the neck.
Yes, Doctor. He's breathing again, but he's coughing up blood.
Internal hemorrhaging. I need to make another incision into the chest cavity to drain the fluids from the lung. Prepare another tube.
A thoracostomy? Doctor, we've nothing to fight the infection. We need an aseptic environment.
Right then, Nurse Crane. What do you suggest we do?
I've no idea. I'm not the doctor.
Time is of the essence. We need to perform a thoracic drain.
Yes, Doctor. He's still bleeding, Doctor. I'm losing his pulse.
The drain must have punctured the intercostal artery. There's too much blood.
Are you all right, Doctor?
I can't see. I have this, nurse. Allow me to finish the procedure alone. I need the room.
I'd prefer to stay and see this through. This is my patient, Doctor. I have needle and thread for stitching the wound.
Good. The stitches are holding. How's he doing?
We're losing him. We've lost his pulse. He's dying, Doctor!
A dose of epinephrine, now.
Yes, Doctor. We've lost the pulse. He's gone.